Good morning, good morning, good morning. My dreams are on. Someone's getting a baby. Now, I don't know if they're getting their baby, or if they're pregnant, or if they've gotten someone pregnant, or they're about to accumulate, but it is babies. It is infant babies. Now, it could be more than one, for sure. I definitely got a sense of custody battles because it was outside of a courtroom. This is the part of the dream that I remember. I'm standing outside of the courtroom, and I've got two, I'm guessing, premature or Thumbelina type babies in my hands, but I have them tucked in my pockets. And I also have a camo egg for some reason that I am trying to keep warm. So, there could be people that already have babies, just had babies, about to have babies. Could be twins, or it could be three of y'all. But let's just see. Let's just see. I got my heater pointed on me. I'm sorry, it's like 32 degrees outside, but I actually got my heater in here today, and I'm melting. All right. I want to know. Oh, this popped out today. Oh, that was funny as shit. What? In case y'all don't know who the original Space Cowboy is, yeah. Alright. Oh, how do I want to figure this out? What is going on with the baby people? I need to know. We need to know. You know what? We're going to use Labyrinth deck today, too. The birds. Starting out with number 12 here, the birds. Seven of Pentacles. The birds, coming and going, small problems, verbal communications, and misunderstandings. How the king of the birds was chosen is a Mayan story that describes how a Quetzal, a plain brown bird, campaigned to be king of the birds. He was convinced by the beautiful but shy roadrunner to lend him his feathers. And when the Quetzal was chosen because of his borrowed finery, he failed to return those feathers. Due to this problem, the roadrunner now hides and watches all the comings and goings of the other birds. He wants to communicate with the Quetzal, but the king of the birds flies too high, and all of the birds in the background of this card represent just how badly things can go awry when too many beaks are involved. Notice where the birds show up can determine who's communicating and why, and make sure that you truly understand what it is you want to say and what is being said to you. Perhaps you can avoid a misunderstanding simply by paying close attention to those cards closest to the birds. Alright, somebody's got some acclaim based on illusion and thievery. For sure. Poor Roadrunner. Reason he can't fly is because he gave his flight feathers away. Alright. We're going to do a shadow card, an oracle card. And 3D, 45D for whoever is dealing with this morning. Let's see what's going on. Just weird dreams. I've had weirder. I've had way weirder. What's weird is usually my dreams will pick things from like TV shows or whatever. Or people from TV shows. They usually do not have a theme like that. I won't cry for you. I won't cry for you. Cave and sanctuary. Alright, where's my Dark Shadows book? Won't cry for you. 22. Ha! Har. Universe got jokes. Sometimes when it's over, closure must be created, not just found. With her back to the light of the moon, the beautiful woman with deep blue eyes sheds dry tears of blood. She holds in her hand a drop-shaped vial full of blood as well, and gestures it forward as an offering. I gave you my last gift. I shed my last tear for you. Now it's time to let you free. Now it's time to not let you free, but to let myself free. Breaking up can only be done by two persons. One will do it earlier, maybe, but sooner or later the other will follow. One can afford to do it with words and actions. The other will probably only be able to do it inside her own heart. It is painful, it is definite, it is hard, it is sometimes necessary. Breaking up is not just letting go of a person, but you are letting go of a part of yourself, hopes and dreams and trust. You let go of the feelings and the memories. You let the emptiness you felt and the connection you relied onto. Anger will help at the beginning, but the last part of the road can't be done just by anger. Closure comes when you dry up your tears. It is a gorgeous moment when you allow yourself to frankly, I don't give a damn about it. Oh, I love that. That is so, frankly, Scarlet, I don't give a damn. All that was past is not a credit or debt. It is suddenly no more than a gift. You can raise your chin after all. Tomorrow is another day. Oh. Cave. 23. Can't make this up. There is no 22, but it's 23. The cave. As the sun sets, the crescent of the new moon appears in the distance as the ancestral human creates his art, painting on the walls of the cave with colors drawn from the earth's substance. The fire warms him and the cave shelters him and provides a refuge from the rest of the world. With its womb-like structure, it not only offers sanctuary, but it also serves as a temple that the house his creative spirit, which eventually gives birth into the physical form of artwork. Note how absorbed he is in the process. He no doubt prepared for this creative ceremony by getting the fire going, mixing the colors, and gathering his sacred objects. His paintings, an image of a sacred spiral and one of the most ancient symbols discovered. It has been depicted in artwork found in various cultures and occurs frequently in nature in exquisite mathematical proportions, such as in the shape of a shell. It has also shown up in burial sites around the world, representing the endless spiral of life, death, and rebirth. The grand and complex mystery so elegantly portrayed in a simple circular pattern. There is a quiet, still patience inside of you that will always be available as a sanctuary, yet finding such a space in the natural world will enhance and complement this internal place of peace. Whether it is in a cave, a meadow, forest, or seashore, or any other setting in nature, this is where you can hear and feel the presence of the Creator in your surroundings. Let it become a temple for your heart and soul. Rather than having a computer or television or any other human-made device or activity be your sanctuary, allow yourself to discover the perfect place in nature where you can simply breathe. Doing so bridges the connection between the internal and the external, facilitating a spiritual communion that allows your being to be aligned in a dramatic and quiet revere With all that is, and in today's busy world, it becomes even more critical to set aside time for sanctuary, even if you have to schedule it. I'll say. Yeah, that breakup card hit home though for me. I won't lie. This is supposed to be my sanctuary, is the tower, right? You know, the reason I've brought my ex up a couple times now, we broke up, I don't even know if I announced it to you guys, but the very beginning of October, right? The very beginning of October is when I got him to move out. But I had been breaking up with him for months. I had never in my life, I mean, even when I divorced my husbands, I never experienced having to break up with somebody over and over and over and over and over. And I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. It was like Groundhog's Day hell. It was like Groundhog's Day hell. And even then, the reason he came up lately is he's tried to stop by a couple of times. I swear to God, within 15 minutes, it turned into the same exact conversation. Verbatim. You can't learn anything. You don't want to learn my knowledge. I've got knowledge you need, and I won't give it to you because you won't learn it because da-da-da-da-da-da. Whoa. What do you fucking want from me, right? Definitely always felt that. Breakups are never easy. One person always does it way before. As with my first husband, dude, we hadn't even shared a room in over a year when we got divorced. It had been over a year that we had been sleeping in separate bedrooms. Could have been a clue. Could have been a clue. Right? You're with somebody for 10 years sharing a room, and then suddenly they want their own room. That's usually how it goes, though. And I guess I must be the person that always breaks up first, like in my mind. And, you know, people act like that person didn't go through it. They did. They did. Just because you didn't see it didn't mean they didn't go through it. But probably the fact that you didn't see it was the biggest trigger, the fact that the relationship should be ending, right? The fact that you didn't notice that your partner was mentally detached from you. You know, people don't, you talk about energy and frequencies and things like that, and not everybody believes in it. Not everybody believes in it. You have to experience it to believe in it. I can tell you now, there is an old video, I don't know if he's blocked it by now, of Richie Rich sitting in a lake talking about what bullshit it is that people can feel other people's energy. I swear to God, it exists, it exists, it exists. There is a video of him just talking mad shit about the spiritual community because he hadn't fully experienced it yet. You're allowed to evolve and change. As one of my favorite memes too. But here's the thing, when you evolve and change, it's like frequencies change. Frequencies change. When you're in a low vibration, you'll attract somebody on that vibration. I attracted Rob in when I was on a bender. So, of course, I attracted a drunk in, right? Well, when I got off my bender, and he didn't, the frequencies changed, separated. We couldn't, you know. And no excuses that he had made any sense to me as to why to keep doing the artificial energy change, right? But I can tell you, neither one of my husbands were big drinkers. Well, that's kind of a lie. Well, they weren't. I guess my second one was. My first one definitely wasn't. But I can always tell when I was having a hard time because that's when I would be drinking more. Everybody's got a vice. Everybody's got a thing that they work through, y'all. Nobody is perfect in this world. And I don't care. Even, I can't stand the people like my first husband. They'll act like they're so perfect because they're not the ones with the drinking problem, right? Oh, well, you're just a drunk, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or you have a tendency to be a drunk, this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, okay. Well, you're not a drunk, so why are you a total fucking shit show? At least I'm battling some sort of vice or demon that fucking I fuck up and fall into and have issues with and this, that, and the other thing. You no reason. It's just your shitty fucking personality that's led to the shit show life you're living, so... Right? Everybody's got their own thing. It doesn't have to be a substance addiction or anything else like that that causes it. Everybody's got their own bullshit. Alright, what do we got? We got a lot of reverse feminine energy down here, for sure. 4 cards reversed, all feminine cards here. We're starting out with the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. I love this. Every rose has its thorn. Focusing on spilt cups, dead relationships, right? For sure. We definitely have the 7 of Swords here, reversed, right? Exposure of deceptions and betrayals. I love this. This is a vampiric fairy, right? We've got toxic defensiveness, right? Doing things not as so much as a place. Toxic defensiveness is you're doing things that are hurting other people. You're not just defending yourself. You're doing it as a guise of defending yourself, but that's not really what it is. There is definitely a female vampiric energy here. A female vampiric energy that is latched on and will not let go of whatever it's got its claws into or teeth into. Problem, and that's keeping somebody focused on a spilt cup. This is a person that needs to let go of a spilt cup. Let it go. It's over. Definitely getting the vibe that one person is not letting go of a breakup. All right, now on the 4D line, I feel like this is somebody who's dealing with someone in that situation. Kind of like I said, I'm dealing with somebody who keeps coming back around, having the same fucking argument over and over and over again, right? Because on the 4D line, what do we got? We got the Emperor. We got the Emperor, the Aries card, seeing the chess pieces moving and stuff like that, right? We got the 5 of Swords here, right? And the 5 of Swords is what? One person is still dwelling on the battle and the other person is back here releasing the battle, right? Releasing it, letting it go. It's over. It's done, right? I always say, too, crows, what? Crows can either be seen as a blessing, a messenger, or they can be seen as a messenger of bad omens. It's up to you how you view them, right? Right, we got death and rebirth. Nothing new can be reborn until the past is fully dead. You have to fully release, let go, and accept the ending of the past. You have to release not only the person, not only the things, not only the mentalities and things like that that came along in the programmings and everything else. You need to let go of those future casting fucking timelines that you were holding on. What, that happily ever after, all the future stuff you planned, all the other attachments that you had with this person, you have to release them all in order to have a rebirth, right? 8 of Wands. You need to move on. There needs to be a moving on, right? And this card can also represent physical movement, but it definitely, or travel, but there's definitely a big call for a major change, right? And then you got the Empress, right? Where she's pregnant, as she always is, right? The Empress for me is always nurturing those things that you are most responsible for, right? The things like the earth, the earth created everything, right? We're all her children, right? And it's definitely a focus for me with everything else going on. I like the way the moon has like this dotted line that comes down and around. I didn't notice that before. A lot of people believe that the moon is a child of the earth, that an asteroid knocked it off, a chunk off of it, like it used to be the Pacific Ocean or something. Sorry, lost myself there for a second. Divine feminine intuition. I get that. Nurture that for sure. Focus on those things that are most important to you. Focus on the ground that you stand on. Focus on those lives that are determined on you. Focus on the things that you need to feed. The lives that you are responsible for. Or a refocusing onto that. And I kind of like that too. What? We got the travel to change. I definitely get it. Okay. So you had that vampiric... I'm sorry. I'm going to get back to this real quick. You got that vampiric energy, right? That keeps this person trapped into these things. And I think they see that with that Emperor card. If you move on from that, you find the more nurturing energy as well. Like if you're masculine, that Aries card at the beginning. Once you release the vampiric energies, you open yourself up. Because as long as you're sharing a frequency, as long as you're intermingling, like it's one thing if you have a conversation with somebody, it's one thing if you go to parties and the person's there. You know, there's certain people you're always going to have to deal with out of just respect. Like my kid's father, I'm always going to have to deal with him. No matter how much of a shit show asshole he can be, always going to have to deal with him. Why? Because those are the only soul contracts, right? That is a blood contract. What? My blood and his blood. 2 soul contracts. Nothing I can do about it, right? It is what it is. I will have to play the game. I've got a 10-year-old, so I got 8 more years on contract with him. Once my kids are grown, I don't have to. I mean, I could to be nice. I could do holidays and things like that, but physically, no, I don't have to be around that person anymore. Or deal with them at all. Alright. What does a 5D have to say? The 5D has to say what? Well, we got the 10 of junk reversed. It's the 10 of Pentacles reversed. That's just the potentiality for wealth and establishment that's not being realized. It's not being realized. Why is it not being realized? Because you got a King of Pentacles here reversed. What? The King of Pentacles reversed is the ultimate narcissist, right? The King of Pentacles reversed is the ultimate narcissist. He is toxically controlling and manipulative. He is very much a mine. This is mine. I want things my way. You need to think my way. You need to be my way. You should be the kind of person that I expect you to be. Right? That's the energy that I'm getting at the top here in the 5D. I got the Page of Poles here in the middle. I like how he's holding a carrot between his legs right there. The Page of Poles is ruled by his passions, right? The Poles is D energy for sure, especially mixed with this card here, right? He's very passionate and he has a lot of energy, but he's very, very immature, right? He's very easily knocked off course, right? Especially with the movie reference here. This is one of those guys that is throwing the stones at Pluto. Right, and Sarah has to come and she throws the rocks and spins their helmets backwards and then they start running around the labyrinth biting each other. I got the 4 of Junks upright. Definitely calling for stabilizing your energy here. We've got the 4 of Pentacles upright and we got the 8 of Pentacles upright here at the end. And I get this as a solid other message, right? So you got this toxic individual that not only do they not establish any type of routine to bring wealth and establishment to their lives. They almost sabotage it, right? They almost sabotage it. They sabotage it with this toxic, self-centered, narcissistic energy, and they sabotage it by thinking with their dick or thinking with their pee, whatever you want to go with, right? And if you want stabilized energy, you need to understand that where your focus goes is where your energy is going to flow, right? So if you're only focused on sex or money, you know, lust and greed, what do I say all the time? Lust and greed are very, very different than love and abundance, right? Love and abundance go hand in hand, the same as lust and greed, right? You can accumulate a mass amount of wealth with the lust and greed frequency. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The problem is it's not stable. Love and abundance is stable. Love and abundance is stable. Genuine love and abundance is a stable energy. It has to be maintained. It definitely has to be maintained always, and always it has to be maintained, right? Like I said, genuine love notices when your partner's changing. They notice when your partner's going through something. They notice things of this nature, right? False love doesn't. False love doesn't, right? You know, a little example that I got from that, especially dealing with what's his face coming by, is little things. The narcissist thinking with his dick, right? I'm going to drop her a compliment. I'm going to drop her a compliment. You look like you lost a lot of weight. Yeah. I kind of did, but it was because I got really sick after Thanksgiving. I got a nasty little smirk. Yeah, everybody we know got COVID, but I didn't get sick because I'm so powerful and I'm just dude. I didn't get a virus, man. It wasn't a virus. It didn't have anything to do with that. Didn't have anything to do with any of that, right? It was some feminine shit. You know, things that women deal with when they get older, and issues that I've had my whole life that has nothing to do with you, with COVID, or with anything else. Do you think he asked me once? I told him that too. I was like, it had nothing to do with the virus or anything else like that. That's not how I got sick. Never asked once. Never asked once what happened. That's not love. It's not love. I'm going to drop her a compliment to see if I can get back in her pants, and then I'm going to portray how wonderful and powerful I am, and if you would have just stayed with me, you wouldn't have gotten sick. The fuck are you talking about, dude? Right? My bad. I'm wondering if he's the one that knocked somebody up. Not taking care of your kids for sure. Ay. I don't know. I pay attention to things like that. You know, someone sits there and tells you that they got sick and you ain't got nothing to say. You don't even ask if they were okay. You don't ask what happened or nothing. That's how you know someone's not even your friend. I also pay attention to the people who are still doing the same exact thing that they were doing before, right? You know, and that's the thing. It's like, when you have these connections, you try to be nice about it, and you try to be kind, and it's like, oh, well, there was a reason you did care for this person, this, that, and the other thing, so I'll at least be kind to them, I'll at least be nice to them, and then whenever you are just starkly reminded of, oh my God, you're doing the same exact thing you were doing before. Like, you haven't changed anything. You're still in the same mindset, you're still in the same frequency, and you're still doing the same sabotaging behaviors you were before, right? You're just mad because I won't go back into doing them with you. I'm guessing this has to tie into a lot with somebody going through a divorce or things like that, or being mindful about how you handle doing these things, especially because I said I was standing outside of a courtroom in my dream, right? And I will say, for real, the biggest mistake I made in my divorce was being too nice. I did things like I took my child support agreements out of my divorce paperwork. because he was scared because he didn't have a job at the time that we were getting divorced, that he would end up in jail if he couldn't pay his child support. So I took them out of my court agreements under the promise that I would never have to go through the courts to file for it. Guess what I have to do, right? Things like that is what's going on. You know, you can't be too nice. For real. You can't be too nice. What do we got? We're all in some kind of trouble. Am I the only one who sees it? We got don't get distracted. We got it's like praying for rain as I stand in the desert, but I'm holding you closer than most because you are my heaven. Yeah, I'll be your huckleberry. They say in heaven, love comes first. It's not about dealing with her when she's happy. It's about being able to deal with her when she's upset. And then I got Touche Pussycat. Alright. I don't know what that one thing has to do with the other. I hope this all makes some sense to you. Definitely got... At least for me, I got the whole, what? I stole your feathers. I stole your feathers and now I'm living all happy and carefree while you're just sitting there and watching, right? Energy going on. Alright, my loves. That's all I got for you this morning. I just wanted to vent that out. Sorry, I know this is a tower video for me. Cards and Coffee will be on the tower, and it's just where I share something like, what? I am not perfect. I'm not perfect. And you know, that was one of the things that killed me with all this stuff too. What? I was tired of people being mad at me for not being perfect. Not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. The only times I have issues is when someone else accuses me of being perfect and then I fall short of their expectations. And that happens to a lot of us as well, right? That happens to a lot of us as well. Alrighty. You know what? I want to get one of these just before we go. One of the Oracle cards for my girl Sarah. What's her deck have to say on it? Home. Focus on the home. Focus on what feels like home. I love the music bars. Can you see what they are? Nah, she's got them on. See the music? Love it. I love it. Focus on your home. Focus on your Empress energies. Ladies, gents. Ladies and gents, watch out for those vampires. Watch out for those contracts, right? Take care of what's most important to you. Just because you have a soul contract and kids and things like that, you don't. How much you engage with the other person really is up to you, right? How much you allow them to manipulate your life is really up to you. You need to take control. There's definitely a message of a lot of people need to go to court this year and handle your shit, right? And yeah. Allow. Alright, blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all. And yeah, I'll be back just as soon as I can. I did put some all signs up on the other channel, so go and check those out. I did full 3D 45Ds for everybody over there, with none of my shit mixed into it, just for you guys. Alright, I love y'all, and I'll talk to you later.